In today's video, we're going to be looking at the top 10 under 23 players that don't currently have a card on Sorare, but are expected to this coming season. If you do enjoy the video, please do leave it a like, and if you are new around here, please do subscribe, and let's just get straight into things. So I've made a watch list on Sorare data of the top 10 under 23 players without a card on Sorare as of right now. Over the next coming weeks, maybe months, we should see all these players have cards. I'm going to go through these players one by one, let you know a little bit more about them, their profile, and kind of how much I expect them to be priced at when they do finally get released on Sorare. I have filtered by L40. A couple of these players haven't played in leagues where Opta cover their data, so that's why there's a 0 and an NA down at the bottom here. But at the top, we've got Matthew O'Reilly that plays for Celtic. He's under 23 until July 1st, 2025, so loads and loads of utility left in him. As we look over here on SofaScore, we can see that he does take set pieces for Celtic. There is other players that might share set pieces with him, Jota, Callum McGregor, maybe even David Turnbull. So I'm not saying Matthew O'Reilly is guaranteed set pieces next season for Celtic. As you can see, last year, 4 goals, 3 assists, 2.2 key passes on average per game. And he only started 10 of those games, to be fair. So, there will be rotation in that Celtic midfield. They are very stacked. But I do see him coming on Sorare at a very hefty price. I'm talking like probably 1 ETH plus, if I had to guess. It's hard to really say, but that would be my guess. If you want to look at his scores here on Sorare, like I said, hasn't played a ton of games, but some really nice dark green scores here: 89, 88, 84, 77, all-round score of 16, all-round score of 48, which is crazy. Another 17 there with a few decisives, 15 AA, and a 30 AA there. So if O'Reilly does play, he will be knocking on the door of one of the better under 23 midfielders next season in that Celtic team, which you expect should be dominant in their given league. In second position, we do have Andreas Skov Olsen, who actually scored 2 goals yesterday for Club Brugge. As you can see here, his SO5 scores are kind of wild. We've got 100s, 99s flying around it, 95s. He did score 87, like I said yesterday. He scored 2 goals against Genk. They won 3-2. Good all-round score of 17 as well. Another one that does take set pieces, and if I had to guess, Olsen's probably going to be the most expensive player on this list by an absolute mile. He will be listed as a forward as well, which is always nice to see. Forwards with high AA is not rare, but you're going to have to spend big money if you want to buy him, basically. And he's under 23 until 2024, so a ton of utility out of him as well. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him at around 2 ETH, maybe a little bit more. Maybe 2 ETH too much, I'm not sure. But for a player of his caliber in the team that he's playing in, I do think it will be worth it. There won't be many better under 23 forwards than this guy, in my opinion. And like I said, there's still a ton of utility left over the next couple seasons. In third position, we have Sebastiano Esposito of Anderlecht. So we're keeping with the Belgium trend. Obviously, he is not Belgium himself, but he is playing for Anderlecht in the Belgium league. Last season, he played for Basel. Scored quite a few goals, as you can see here. Some nice green scores. And to be fair, his AA game for a forward was actually pretty decent. He wasn't always playing up front, so that's maybe why his AA scores are a little bit better, as you can see in the attacking midfield positions. But to be fair, yeah, like I said, he has recently moved to Anderlecht. He played his first game in a 2-0 win yesterday. Didn't really do much, if we're completely honest. Obviously, all-round score of minus 3.9. So yeah, it wasn't the best of debuts for him, but he scored a load of goals in pre-season for them, and I do expect him to be pretty pricey, just because Anderlecht this season do have quite a few under 23 players you could probably stack. Fabio Silva, that already does have cards from his time at Porto. Yari Visharan looks to be back to his best in those central roles this season after that first game yesterday. And then, like I said, Esposito, I would imagine he's going to come in at around probably 0.7 to maybe 1 ETH, if I had to guess. That's for a rare card. All these prices that I've mentioned are all rare cards. I'm not sure what their limited card prices are going to be. Right now, I'm just trying to guess their rare card prices, just because that is the market that I follow the most. But yeah, I do expect him to score a lot of goals this season, to be fair. He's got a load of utility. He's only 20 years old, so you got him as an under 23 until 2027. Fourth on the list is Emmanuel Iwu, who is a centre-back for Rapid in the Austrian Bundesliga. I'm not sure why he doesn't have a card, to be honest, but he's under 23 until 2025, and he tends to score pretty well. He does sometimes play in midfield as well, so you will see some variations in his scores. L14 of 50, so, these are not numbers that are going to change the world in any way, but I'm sure he will be pretty pricey when he does come on. So just because as well, Nicholas Heidel, the Rapid goalkeeper, is under 23 as well, so you might be able to do a little defensive stack with those two. If I had to guess, I was probably going to come on the market at around 0.5 ETH as a rare card, maybe. I'm not completely sure. It's tough to say. But some really nice dark green scores here. All-round score of 83, which is just mental. All-round score of 21, obviously got a decisive in that. All-round score of 20. All-round score of 35. Most recently, though, all-round score of 40, which is really nice to see. He did DMP, though, this last game week for whatever reason. Did play in the Europa League qualifier midweek. So, yeah, maybe they were just resting him. But for me, like I said, probably comes on the market at around 0.5 ETH. Next on the list is Simon Adingra. He's on loan from Brighton, to be fair, but he is playing for USG in the Belgium League. He was playing in Denmark before this, and to be fair, he used to score pretty well. Plays as a winger. I think he played left wing, or left midfield in the opening game of the Belgium League. And got his goal. Got a decent AA score, nothing crazy though, 7.9. Probably a lot of lost possession in there as well, playing on the wing. Only 20 years old, under 23 until 2026. Tough to really say how much he's going to come on the platform for when the Belgium League's new cards do get announced. But for me, he has to be in the 0.5 to 0.75 region. Obviously on loan from a Premier League club. USG and Brighton are partner clubs. So next on the list is Calvin Bassey. He has just recently moved to Ajax. I think it was 22 million. English centre-back, under 23 until 2024. L40 of 48, which isn't crazy. L5 of 62, so his most recent games have been pretty good. But as you can see here, playing for Rangers, he was very, very consistent. He also did play left back a little bit as well, as far as I'm aware, but will probably be used mostly as a centre-back, partnering Jurrien Timber at Ajax. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to really set up this season, but that is what I imagine will happen. And for me, I see him scoring crazy well at Ajax. In that Ajax team, they're going to be so ball dominant. You'd like to think that Bassey's going to absolutely kill it on the passing side of the scoring matrix on Sorare, and you can probably expect a load of clean sheets as well. So this guy's AA score is probably going to be very, very high. I imagine. Obviously, Rangers are a very dominant team in their league as well. Ajax are just that step above again in terms of possession and how they sort of play. So, for me, he has to be a 1 ETH defender, maybe even more. He's only 22, so you've got 2 more years left of under 23s. He has to be 1 ETH, maybe a bit more. I'll be interested to see, how much his card does go for when it is released. Next on the list is Loic Basile. For Sporting Charleroi in the Belgium League. There's definitely a Belgium League bias to this video that I've just realised. But he's 23, so he's only got this year left of under 23s. L40 of 46. Played a load of games last season for them. Some really good scores. They play a back 3 or a back 5, and he plays on the left side of that. And he scored crazy well on the weekend. They beat UPenn 3-1. He scored a goal, 97 overall score. His scores are a little bit up and down, as you can see here. Played left back. Scored very well, to be honest. The rest of these at centre-back, nothing too much to shout about. So if I had to guess, his price won't be crazy. Maybe 0.3, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. Belgium League players tend to go under the radar a little bit anyway. The fact that he's only got 1 year left of under 23s. I know he's not playing in one of the better teams in the league. He's playing for a good team, but I wouldn't say they're like top 3. Probably 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 ETH in that range for a rare card when he does get released. Next on the list is Rocco Simic of Salzburg. I'm not sure how much game time this kid is expected to get this season, to be honest. He played in the 2nd division of Austria last year and scored a ton of goals, to be fair to him. I'm going to toggle this. So here we go. 24 games played, 19 goals, 3 assists as an 18-year-old, which is kind of frightening, to be fair. I know it's the 2nd division in Austria, but still, that's a lot of goals. People are saying that he could be the successor to Benjamin Sesko. Some people are even saying he's better than him. I'm not sure how true that is, because Sesko is a player that's on some massive European clubs' radars. Rocco Simic obviously can score goals. I'm not sure how many goals he would score in the 1st division in Austria, but I'm sure in that Salzburg team, there's plenty to go around. The problem is there's a lot of forwards ahead of him right now, so unless they sell your likes of Sesko, Fernando, Adamu, then he's probably not going to get a chance. He might get a few appearances off the bench, so this is not somebody that I think is a buy for SO5 right now. He's somebody that you'd probably buy and hold and hope in the next year or 2 years that he nails down a starting spot somewhere and then eventually can score you points on Sorare. If I had to guess, he's going to be in the region of 0.5 to 1 ETH. I can't really narrow it down any less than that. It depends how many people kind of know about him. Hard to really judge how much he's going to really sell for, just because his immediate utility isn't going to be great. That said, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be cheap. Next on the list is Ferran Jutla, or Gutla, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Just recently moved from Barcelona, or Barcelona's B team, to Club Brugge. He's 23 years old, so he's only going to have one more year left of under 23s, which is this season. He's got the number 9 shirt. Jutla started really well, to be fair. He's got himself 2 assists in the first game against Genk. And in the same game, the Skov Olsen got himself 2 goals. As you can see, we can see his game here. 1 shot on target, 2 shots off target, 2 shots blocked. He hit the woodwork as well, obviously 2 assists, 2 key passes, 86% pass accuracy, 1 big chance created, 2 out of 2 long balls, a few duels won, a few duels lost, obviously, fouled 3 times, and 1 tackle, and a SOFA score of 8.2, which is very good, to be fair. Yeah, I expect him to be very expensive. When I say that, for a rare, you're probably looking at least 1 ETH, maybe a bit more, just because of the stacking capabilities. You know, you could stack him with Olsen. It just seems like a stack match made in heaven. It's kind of the Noah Lang CDK stack of this year, effectively, with Olsen and Jutla, or Gutla. So yeah, I'm really excited to see him be released on Sorare in the coming weeks, and like I said, probably easier 1 ETH card. Last on the list is Pablo Torre of Barcelona. He's just recently moved there from Racing Santander, who are playing in the 3rd division in Spain. He's taking set pieces, taking penalties, and I've watched him play. He is really good. I know he's going to be competing against your Frankie de Jongs, Pedris, Gavis, Kesses. Like, it's not going to be easy, but Xavi has said he is going to be integrated into the first team. They expected him to go into the Barca B team after, you know, signing him from the 3rd division, but it looks like he's impressed Xavi in pre-season, and from what I've seen, he's really good. Centre midfielder, number 10, really explosive with the ball, can beat players, and has a really good final ball as well. So really excited to see him released on Sorare. In terms of prices, probably between like 0.4 and like 0.7 maybe. It all depends on how much game time he's going to get in the first team, which I don't think will be that high. So yeah, he could fly under the radar a little bit. But yeah, looks to be a really talented player, and definitely one for the future for Barcelona. Okay, thank you for watching this video, guys. If you did enjoy, please do leave it a like. And if you are new around here, like I said at the start of the video, please do subscribe. If you are thinking about signing up to Sorare and you haven't done so already, there's a link in the description of this video that will get you 1 free limited card once you've purchased 5 from the new card auctions on Sorare. Hope you have a wicked day. Hope you have a good game week. And I shall see you guys in the next video.